Hello, friends. I hope you're doing well. It's been a long time coming. I've always wanted to make videos and post them, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I promised a friend that I would share my reflections on life and my thoughts. And so here we are. And I would like to have a small conversation over tea or over something. We're going to imagine that there's a that there's something over here, that there's a plate of tiramisu or cheesecake, and we're going to talk. And I'm going to be thinking of my friends while recording this video because I want it to be like a small chit chat. And something that's been on my mind for a very long time is inaction and how to escape inaction. What do I mean? For a long time now, I have been spending my days just going to the internship and then coming back home, doing nothing, scrolling TikTok. If I'm being productive, maybe I would scroll the internet looking for mindful or productive things, maybe working out, doing something like that, even though that happened maybe 3 or 4 times in the past month. But what I'm trying to say is that I have not been using my time adequately. And that is something that bothers me a lot, especially this year, because this year I have a lot of free time. I have only a couple of exams that I'm going to be taking, and that leaves me with with a lot of free time again, which allows me to explore a lot of things, explore the things that I wanted to do before, the things that I've never had time for. And I was expecting and I was hoping that throughout this year, with this new gained freedom, I would be the best version of myself and I would do all of the things that I've always wanted to do. But I've only been doing nothing. And what is worse, in my opinion, than inaction is the feeling of being stuck in that inaction, and most importantly, the feeling of guilt and shame that comes with it. Because it is not a nice situation to retake the year and to have your friends studying and passing their time doing productive things while you're just over there. But I feel like I have a kind of a privilege compared to them, and the shame comes from not making the most out of that privilege. And what bothers me even more is that I am very aware. I have intellectualized all of this. I have thought about it. I know that I have time and I know that there's things to do, but I'm not sure what I'm waiting for. I'm honestly not sure what I'm waiting for, or why I'm wasting my time, or why I'm doing this. I think throughout these few minutes now, 4 minutes, you now know that this video is getting repetitive, and that is the perfect mirror to how my days are feeling. I am struggling to sleep. I am staying up late every single day, even though I have the option of sleeping early, because I have no chains per se or no obligations to stay up late studying. And that is one of the very few examples of how liberated I am from the constant nagging of studying and of duties and responsibilities to being a hardworking student. So that is my current struggle. I'm trying to push myself to be better, to do better every day, and it's just a vicious circle. It's just an unending circle of wanting to do better, of trying to do better, of saying, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early, tomorrow I'm gonna be better, tomorrow I'm gonna do better, and then not doing anything. It is very annoying, shameful, heartbreaking, depressing, whichever adjectives you might want to use. I have probably said that to myself already. And I'm not sure what to do. And here we are. I hope throughout taking small steps, I'm just fulfilling small promises to myself. Like this, the promise of shooting a video, talking and thinking, which is something I've been thinking about for a while now, and I'm finally doing it. I'm not going to be spending a lot of time editing or doing whatever. I'm just going to put this out there, which is one of the ways that I am telling myself, hey, you're out there, you're doing your best. Well, you're not doing your best, but you are sticking up and showing up, not sticking up, you are showing up and you are fulfilling some of the promises that you've said to yourself. And it starts like this, and I hope that this is a start of something much bigger, and that this is a start of a journey of self reliance and of self celebration. I'm not sure what the adequate word is, but this is the start of whatever is the opposite of self betrayal. So there's that. I have promised myself countless times that I'm going to do better, that I'm going to be better. I'm going to sleep earlier. I'm going to be regularly praying. I'm going to be regularly studying, whether it's the material that I have to study for my exams or the material of the past years that I have not studied properly. This is the chance for me to atone and to get back and understand all of the things that I, as a doctor, have to be have to know. And yeah, I have promised myself these things, and maybe I am making some sort of progress, maybe I'm not, but I genuinely hope that the act of wanting and of trying to be better is already enough, not enough, but is already part of enough, part of what needs to be done. I hope that these feelings of these aspirations are necessary to be who I want to be. And so I don't think I'm going to hold you much longer. If I had to answer why I put off doing things, why I put off studying, to be specific, I would say that it's most likely coming from a deep sense of not wanting to be here, not wanting to be studying whatever I'm studying, medicine, not wanting to be at the hospital, and just an overall sense of unhappiness that comes with waking up every single day and wanting to go and needing to go to an internship. It is very depressing, and I hope that this is going to change, because I can catch myself sometimes being excited or being, well, excited is an exaggeration, but being interested in knowing more, being curious. Yes, curious is the best word. I find myself at times being curious, especially when it's during lectures with professors that are interesting. But with that being said, these moments of curiosity and of interest aren't numerous enough for them to give me a sense of satisfaction to get me through the day. I currently have a deep sense of unsatisfaction with my life and with the career that I chose, and I don't see any way out of this. And I don't think, even if I'm not even sure whether I would pick a way out if I could, because on one hand there's my family and there's the disappointment and the not just the disappointment but also the fear and the anxiety of not knowing whether there is something better to come next. And on the other hand, there's this overwhelming sense of doom when it comes to a future that I do not want to take part in. So I'm feeling lost. And this is an interesting way to give weight to these words, because these are things that I think about all the time, but I do not take the time. Like, they're in the back of my mind. I do not take the time to put them in the forefront of my mind and to process them adequately and to try to find something to do about them. So maybe externalizing these thoughts right now is one step closer to me taking the time to reassess them and to reassess, not them, to reassess my life and the career choices and the future ahead of me. I just hope that I will find something satisfactory. And I'm not saying that I am 100% against being a doctor, but what I am saying is that I do not see it right now. And I really genuinely hope that I will sometime soon. And that is a big part and a big reason why I am continuing to do this in spite of the dissatisfaction. I just hope that in a few years, maybe this year, maybe next year, maybe in 2 years when I start residency, 3 years when I start residency, I will be in a much, much, much better place. And I will be looking back and watching this video and thinking, we've come a long way. But until then, I hope I don't just cross my arms and watch life go by. That was my rant. I hope it was not too boring. This video is mainly going to be for my closest friends. So I'm going to be sending this to them. I doubt anybody else would watch it. But yeah, this was a nice way of reflecting. I like this. Hopefully I will do it. I know I usually don't keep up with my promises, but I hope that I will. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.